Hello and welcome to the finals. I'm Sean Endicott here for Onside Production, and this is the National Women's Football League finals of the Premiership between the Birmingham Lions and the London Warriors. Birmingham here off to the start with the ball just at midfield, looking to get some points on the board early. Nice screen pass out to the left, makes one tackle miss. Quarterback comes in to make a block, and they're going to cross back fields. Birmingham falls forward for a big play. It's a solid start from midfield there on first down. Now this is the 7-person variant of American football. For those unfamiliar, you have 4 downs to get to midfield, and then if you do that successfully in 4 or fewer downs, then you have 4 more downs to try to score. Birmingham Lions coming in as the favorite, 8-0 on the season. London Warriors are 6-2. Rolling out to the left is the Birmingham quarterback. That's going to be incomplete. Birmingham, the perennial favorites when it comes to the women's game here in England and the UK. London Warriors with a strong season this year. Alongside with me today is Carl Walkinshaw. How you doing today, Carl?
Hey, Sean, great to be here. Warriors and Lions, 2 great women's outfits.
And that's going to be not much, a little bit of a loss actually on third down for the Lions. This morning we saw a nice matchup for Leeds with the 52-2 victory over Cheshire. And now we have this matchup between the first and second place teams in the entire UK. Birmingham on fourth down. They'll need to score here. 2 receivers out to the top of your screen. Rolling out to the right, looking at a bit of an option. QB keeps it, and that's going to be a fumble. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. The London Warrior picked up the fumble and started running the wrong way, and then was tackled by a Birmingham Lions player. So a bit of a confusion there. But recovering a fumble is...
play. Just a great play by Delta and Puna. She just stole the ball away that time from the Lions quarterback. Just a tremendous defensive effort there from Delta and Puna.
Now, in the 7-person variety that we're playing here, usually a turnover on downs, you'd have the new offensive team, in this case the Warriors, would have to go back to their own 5. But because it was a fumble that was recovered by the Warriors, they get better field position and a much shorter first down. That's going to be a handoff to the right side of the screen, bursting through a hole, following a solid block there and getting a first down going past midfield. That's a nice run by the Warriors to start things off.
That's the GB standout player, Siobhan Walker, on that one, who was playing running back. She just came in and makes an impact early in this one. This is a mouth-watering game so far, Sean.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of these GB women's players here on both sides of the ball, which is excellent. They're coming off that hot run in defeating Canada, and now they're coming back here in the domestic game. And there is Walker again, but this time tackled for a loss.
Yeah, great tackle. Sydney Green coming in from linebacker again, a GB star. Sydney plays quarterback for the Great Britain squad, but plays linebacker for these Birmingham Lions. And it's Sydney Green on Siobhan Walker. Superstars tackling each other and playing against each other early.
Second down and about 22 for the Warriors. UB keeps, rolls out to the left, has a bit of a block, finds a hole, has a great open field block and a caravan. Oh, look at that. Walker out in front, knocking down one defender. Now inside the 5-yard line are the Warriors.
Great blocking from Walker, and it's Angelina Fisher, the quarterback for these London Warriors, just coming over that left-hand side as she looks at it. And what great blocking from Siobhan Walker. It was Sydney Green that had to save the touchdown there.
I have an odd feeling we're going to be saying those names quite a bit throughout the day, Carl. Fisher with it again, rolling out to her left. And tackled, brought down by 2 defenders. Got hit by about 3 Lions on that play. That QB is Angelina Fisher.
Yeah, nice defense that time from Polly Grimsley coming in to clean that one up for Birmingham. Bringing up 4th down, critical play now early in this exchange between these 2 great programs.
4th down and roughly 10 to go for the Warriors. Have to put points on the board here or turn things over back to the Lions. High snap. Rolling out to the right, can't find a blocker. Was looking for something there. Gang tackled by the Lions. The whole pride of them.
There she is again, Sydney Green on the tackle. To deny it was number 5, Sydney Green, and also number 9 coming in there for the Lions to turn that one away, and they'll go away after a really promising drive with no points, and the Lions will take over. Last time these 2 teams met, the Lions just edged the Warriors 29-27. We know that both the offenses can score. They have great defensive units as well. Many of them know each other. What a matchup.
2 receivers. Quarterback rolls out to her right. She's going to throw that away. Now, I'm fairly certain, when we came up with this in the first game today, I don't think there's intentional grounding in 7s. I have to check if it doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, if that's an issue. You can hear the coaches on the sidelines coming up saying, calling for aggression, and now the officials seem to be having a bit of a discussion.
But the voice you can hear there is actually the voice of Wayne Hill, who's the defensive coordinator, BAFCA president, and defensive coordinator for the Birmingham Lions.
Well, the officials seem to have come to an agreement on what's happened, and now the Lions are going to go for it again, 2nd down.
Summer Rivers was the tackler on that one from her defensive line position. You just see her there, number 44, bottom of that Warriors team, and you can see all 3 of those helmets on the D-line are GB helmets. So many of these players play for their country.
No surprise that we're going to have high-level football here, and now we have a little bit of a pitch to an up back and a giant hole there, and this could be a touchdown here for the Birmingham Lions. Going to be the first score. Points on the board. What a run. My goodness, does she have some wheels.
Sophia Clare with the end around for the first score, and it's the Lions that draw first blood here in this Premier final. And once she found that edge, she was just, the afterburners were switched on and she was gone. 50-yard width on this pitch, and she used every inch of it there, but this one's going to come back, Sean.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a hold there, so she got to that edge with a bit of too much assistance, a little bit of holding there by the offense. So she's going to have to do that again if she wants to score.
That's how she found the edge. Gonna have to do it all over again.
So with this 4-down format where you get 4 to midfield, it kind of changes the play calling from what people might be used to with traditional 4-down setups. A little bit more of an open game. They go back to a very similar play, but this time cut it up the middle of the field. Moved to that up back shovel pass, this time looking to cut it between center and guard. Did not find similar success there.
Molly Odesola in the middle of that defensive line, number 67. Stands firm. Claire nowhere to go on that one.
Now coming up on longer territory, it becomes pretty difficult because if you don't convert those first 2 or 3 downs, you end up with a really long 4th down. It's a deep pass over here, dusting the outstretched fingers. So it's going to be 4th down, I believe, and around maybe 8 or 9 for the Lions. That's a great throw and catch.
Claire Davis goes by the name Ollie Davis with the reception. What a beautiful catch it was to put them within about 7 or 8 yards, Sean, of that new set of downs.
2 receivers up at the top of your screen. QB option, pitches out to the right, finds a bit of a seam, going to fall forward and get that 1st down. Initial contact was just before midfield, but ultimately gets the 1st down. Solid running and a good play design.
Krisha Schubert on that one for the conversion, got just enough. The Lions have been in the end zone already, but they're having to do it all over again due to a hold, and they've got a new fresh set of downs to do it. Sorry, it wasn't. It was Ruth Matter, number 10 on the field.
3 receivers up top. QB rolls out to the left. Now she's a left-handed quarterback, so that's the strong side when it comes to rolls.
Trying to get the ball to Ruth Matter. She's got blistering pace, as we know from her GB work. And it was her that got the 1st down. And they're trying to go to her deep as well. Such a threat, Ruth, whenever she's on the field.
2nd down and quite a ways here. 2nd and about 24. Because you have the 50-yard field in the 7-man game. I believe it's 50 yards long. Is that right, Carl? Or is it 70 yards long?
70 long, 50 wide.
And here is that little sweep forward again. Cuts back upfield. Ultimately, no gain as she hits the dirt.
That's nice defensive work from Summer Rivers to initially turn it back inside and then make the tackle. Did a good job of being that counter reverse bootleg player, making sure everything needs to be turned back inside.
3rd and ages for the Birmingham Lions here. Rolls out, looking deep. Doesn't really have anyone open. There were a lot of gray shirts in the area. 4 London Warriors to only 2 Birmingham Lions when it comes to that region of the field.
Parker trying to get the ball to Sophia Clare on that one. But as you say, great coverage downfield brings up a 4th down.
Fourth and a very long ways to go. Might see a timeout here. Timeout by Birmingham. They want to get some points on the board, and it takes a bit of extra time to draw up a play that's this long, Carl.
Yeah, well, they bust the edge before, didn't they, on the run, on the end around. Whether they'll try and go back to that or use the speed of Ruth Matter downfield. Also got Sophia Clare, who's that deep threat as well.
Now, Birmingham, having not lost a game this year, obviously very familiar with putting points up on the board. While they haven't lost a game, I will say the London Warriors are faster than most of the teams that they would have gone against. So there might be a bit of an adjustment period. Even if we do see the Lions put points on the board, there's going to be a little bit more resistance than they're used to, I think, as we go throughout the day. Wall, deep setback by the QB here. She's back a little, maybe 2 yards further than normal. Fake reverse or fake jet sweep. Pitch out. No gain there. Maybe getting a little too cute there, Carl. It's a lot of misdirection, but ultimately hit for a loss.
Yeah, they're just trying to find that edge again with Ruth Matter. She just couldn't get there. Again, it was great play from Summer Rivers, number 44 for the London Warriors, who had a great series that time. Faked the reverse, tried to get it to Ruth, but no joy.
Warriors quickly out. One running back set to their QB's left with the tight end on the other side. Handoff to the right, has to backtrack, tries to cut upfield, gains 2 or 3 yards. Well, Carl, let's catch people up a bit today. So we did have a game earlier. This is the final matchup of the women's season. And we've had a very solid season so far. We saw the 3-4 matchup earlier today. And a lot of offense in that one so far. Different tale. Looks like the defense is going to play a bigger factor in this matchup. What do you think, Carl?
I mean, the Lions have been in the end zone, haven't they, on that blistering run? This is
Ultimately
referee's
called back,
timeout.
though, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
have
one
an
was
injury
called back, as you say, Sean.
At the top of your screen, you can see the London Warriors have an injured player, and she was too close to the sideline for them to continue play. So she kind of like rowboat scooted herself like 5 yards away from the pitch so they could continue. She doesn't want to hold back her offense.
Vanessa Mansoret
number 50.
taking one for the team.
Right. Oh, bobbled snap there. Scrambled to the right. I'm not sure if that was a design QB keep, but when you bobble a snap, there's not much time to do anything else.
Yeah, it looked like it came off the running back's helmet, Siobhan Walker's helmet. Angelina Fisher had to scoop that up and just take off with it.
Now, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the last British American football game of this year, isn't it? Because now we're transitioning over to Bucks.
Yeah, this brings Brit Bowl 22 to its finale.
And here is a deep pass from Angelina Fisher. My goodness, what a grab and an extended score. A absolutely tremendous play by the entire Warriors team there. I cannot believe that she managed to extend her hand past that line.
It's that girl again, the mighty Siobhan Walker for the London Warriors. GB standout in those games against Canada and the US earlier in the summer. And she's just made a spectacular play to put her Warriors up 6-0 to start. They're going to go for 1, but it looks things, Sean, you'll correct me if I'm wrong on these extra points.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think
For
this is
those
a
that are looking
1-point try.
At the top of your screen, you'll see 2 cones. The first one's here now. They're not allowed to run the ball. That includes the QB scrambling because they only started from the where the one going for 1 conversion is. It shut me up. I thought there was a no-run zone. It shows what I know.
They're going to convert that one, and it's Siobhan Walker again on the conversion. So
yeah,
the Warriors out to a 7-0 lead early in this one. Now, the Lions haven't been beaten all season, so it's going to be a shock to their system. The Warriors have got better and better as the season's gone on. Early on in the year, they got thoroughly beaten by Birmingham, but the last time these two teams met, the Lions just edged it by 2 points. And here they are.
I think
back
no
on
doubt
offense.
someone like the players like Walker are going to get a boost from playing in that series in Canada against Canada as well. And here we have another big run by Birmingham. Nice similar play to the one that we saw that was a touchdown that was called back. Good blocking on the outside, and this time no hold, so a big run on first down. Sorry, Carl. So as I was saying, I think some of these players, you know, in the middle of their season, they take that break, go over play in that tournament, make some big plays. It's got to be an experience of a lifetime. You're traveling, and it's, you know, arguably the biggest win in women's program history. And then you carry it back here into this season. Here we have another run of this side to the left. And that's another solid gain, another 10 yards for Birmingham. They're having good luck with these lead blocks and pitches. A little bit of misdirection as well.
They're using the blocking of Antoinette Morgan, who another GB star, just to try and get Sophia Clare going on these end arounds, and they're making some good chunk yardage now. Brings them up about 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. They got to get to the white line on your screen that has the little yellow dot in the middle of it. Receiver in motion. Fake handoff to the receiver. QB fakes the handoff, going to run upfield. Has a bit of a block, open space. Tiptoed, kept her toes in bounds, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. Well, that's a quick response for the score for score. A little back and forth, I should say.
Yeah, Parker with a 40-yard scamper. And they had that end around. They ran it a number of times, and the Warriors just all went the other way, and it was Parker that kept the ball coming out of the pack. Does a nice job tiptoeing down the sideline and in for their own 6.
When you have 7 people to guard a pitch that's 50 yards across, if you step the wrong way due to misdirection, really hard to recover. Here's that 1-point conversion. Solid blocking up the middle. And I don't see a signal. I can't see the officials. Yes, that's a score to tie it up 7-7.
Ruth Matter with the conversion. So Parker to Matter, and the running of Claire, and Birmingham Lions tie it up. And this is breathless, isn't it, Sean?
Such a blistering pace here, especially if you're coming from the 11-man's game where you're getting 22 players to switch back and forth between offense and defense. Here, pretty much as soon as the play's done or a score's done, that conversion, bam, you better be ready to go. Quite refreshing, really. Handoff to the right. Met. Strong tackling by the Lions. That's only going to be a gain of about 1. That's Rose.
Green takes down Walker again.
Yeah, Walker.
Sydney Green with the great
Sydney
tackle.
Green there on the tackle. Yeah. Well, quick scores back and forth. We'll have to see if this continues. They're getting a feel for each other. Warriors sticking with the similar formations. This time, though, the running back's on the same side as the tight end. QB option. No, going to keep it. That's a really nice designed play, Carl. You have the tight end making that block, and you're not just reading a player, it's really reading the block. And if they go underneath it, you get to pitch it. If they go over it, you get to keep it. Great play design.
What a tackle from Sydney Green as well, coming in and just taking Angelina Fisher down. She is an athlete. Got better and better every year, Sydney Green.
Like every other play. Running back, tight end, offset. 3 down linemen for the Lions. Here's another option. This time it's a pitch. And that's going to have a little convoy. Some good blocking, keeps her toes in bounds. That's going to be a touchdown for the London Warriors. Now that's Walker again. That's technically another reception perk, because the pass was ever so slightly forward, and then she absolutely took it to the house.
They got Sydney Green blocked, and if they get her blocked, it opens up space for Siobhan Walker. It was a centre that released on Sydney Green, and then Siobhan Walker dances her way down the sideline, in and out, and in for 6. Great run.
For those new to the 7-man football here, it reminds you a bit of rugby 7s as well, with that open field. Once you get a couple steps on somebody, really hard to bring anyone down in the open space. This time we have a run, good clean blocking, but there's a flag on the play. We'll have to see who that's on. It does seem to be short. We'll have to see who the penalty's on. Walker thinks she was in.
I saw the referees go up, and the referee definitely signaled that it was converted, but whether it's a hold on the Warriors, I don't know. Looked like there might have been a hold there from Vanessa Mansoray.
Yeah, it's a face mask actually on the defense. So the try is good. So that puts the Warriors up 14-7. So Walker was right. Walker was in the end zone. So 2 quick
She
scores
was
for the
indeed.
Warriors. Lions.
That's her new home. Siobhan Walker with 2 touchdowns already.
Well, Carl, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The officials have called for time. I think they need to sort some things out, potentially with timings. Going to check their watches. And we seem to be clear. Lions coming out in a bit more of a power formation. So 1 running back's going to be set to the right, and then 1 behind, and then a tight end as well. So you can definitely do a lot out of this. So run up the middle with some lead blocking into open space, and this is going to be another touchdown.
Watch out.
Back and forth and back and forth. My goodness. What an explosive run.
Ruth Matter to the house. They had Morgan and Matter in the backfield that time. That's a hell of a backfield for the Lions. And Morgan went one way, and you thought that Matter was going to follow her, but no, she breaks back to her left and takes it all away on first down for the score.
Well, that didn't take long. I don't think the Lions like being behind, Carl. Every time they've fallen behind, they've scored within a play. Under center. Jet sweep, 2 and up, back, finds a block, decides to go outside of it. That's a beautifully designed run. Get that up back. That's a great play. Really good job. And to tie things up, 14-all.
Wow, if you wanted to see offense, both these teams scored over 50 points in the earlier games. The Warriors beat the Leeds 52-20, and Lions beat Cheshire Bears 51-0, and they haven't stopped scoring all day.
I'd almost say it's a frenetic pace. You know, it's a score for score for score, and they get back on the field so quickly after these phase changes. Now the Warriors are back on it. Receiver to the top of your screen, tight end in, running behind that tight end. Stiff arms. One there. There's going to be a face, some sort of penalty here. Somebody's hand was on somebody's face.
Yeah, I think Sydney just had her hands a little high on that one, and inadvertently dragged Siobhan down by the helmet.
So it's 10 yards and an automatic first down. And if you look at where this is going to end up, it's really provident field position for the Warriors, because now it's first down, but they only have to get maybe 8 yards. And so they can take a couple long shots, though with the way their running game is, going, maybe they don't need to. Hand off to the right, following, had a block from her right guard, but ultimately bumped into her. Walker falling just short of that.
Felt like
first
she
down.
was going to break another one then, didn't you? But she tripped. I think it was Sydney Green again, just got enough of Siobhan to trip her up.
Carl, this is the shortest second down you'll ever see. The ball is on the white line, but they didn't give them the first, which is just A-okay in the eyes of the Warriors, because now they can do whatever they want, and then QB sneak it next play. Brought down there with the high tackle is Fisher.
Another flag
Slow to
down.
get up.
It was Victoria Law that came in with the tackle, or Afia Law as she likes to be known.
Now there's going to be a timeout as well. So that's the second face mask call that we've seen just on this drive by the Lions.
Yeah, I don't think Afia Law was very happy with the call. Referee just told her what he saw. First down for those Warriors. looking to rip this score back.
And Carl, because of the way this game's structured, there's only two 20-minute halves. We're actually approaching the end of the first half. There's only a few minutes left. Just heard the referee shout out some time. I think we're between 3 and 4 minutes, unless I misheard.
Both these teams have come to play, haven't they?
Absolutely. We've had a great game so far, tied up 14-all, and now the Warriors are in threatening position. 4 linemen rushing up. QB keeps it up the middle. That's Fisher again, shifts one tackler. And there's Sydney Green keeping her down. Got the one. Now, Fisher's slow to get up. That's the second play in a row. Fisher's gotten up slowly.
It's that constant battering from Sydney Green. She's a strong girl and she's just ripping these runners down. She had to pick her way through the blocks to get to that. I think they're going to mark this very close but short.
So that's the second and final timeout for the Warriors, trying to ensure they have time to do what they need to on offense. There aren't exactly red zones and that sort of thing in the 7-man game, but whatever color coordination you want to call it, they're in position now. It's second and only about 2.5. Some communication between the center and right guard. Up back to the right. Little run, cuts it back upfield. Can't get a push. Instead, the Birmingham Lions D-line shoves the run back.
Yeah, they just blitzed, didn't they, through those A-gaps, and they deny the Warriors the score at the end of the half, and it's going to go in a tie game. Lions defense coming up strong on the last play of the half.
What a final we have so far. This is the championship matchup. 2 titans of this game, or should I say 2 powerhouses of this game. Birmingham and the Warriors, both with quick scores, big plays. We've seen it through the air. We've seen it on the ground. Tied up 14-all as we are now in the half. Quick half. It's only about 10 minutes at most. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. Keep your volume on because you'll hear us when we come back. here we are in halftime. London Warriors tied up against the Birmingham Lions, 14 all in this National Women's Football League final. I'm Sean Endicott here for Onside Productions alongside Carl Walkinshaw. What an exciting first half we had, Carl.
Yeah, it's kind of gone as expected, I think. You know, we knew that both of these teams could put points on the board, and they have 2 touchdowns apiece. We also know those defenses are really tough. So many of these girls on both sides of this ball know each other well from GB program and just being around this community of women's American football that's been such a highlight for the British American Football Association this year, with that great outing they had in the World Championships. But we're back to the action straight away, but Sean.
Pressure from Birmingham. 4 D linemen there, cut back by the Warriors. Breaks one tackle, makes another miss. And that's another solid run. The Warriors have had great success on the ground and one absolutely spectacular play through the air. Most of it to Siobhan Walker.
She is the jewel in the crown for these London Warriors. Such a great player, and she's putting on a show so far already with 2 touchdowns on the board.
And they use her in so many different ways. Here she is in the slot. QB option. Decides to keep with that lead block. Going to have open field. Only one defender to beat. That's a solid tackle by Birmingham, but a massive play to bring it down inside the 5-yard line for the London Warriors.
Angelina Fisher showing great speed there. She's limping a little as she gets up. She has been a bit gimpy on a few plays. It was only the saving tackle of Josie Simmons that prevented that score. And these 2 teams just marching up and down the field, seemingly at will, although the Lions did have that big 3rd down stop just before the half, didn't they, to keep this game tight. So all units making plays.
Yeah, the Warriors, they're looking to put points on here. They wanted a back-to-back, but instead they'll probably try to settle for one score here. Nice patience by the running back. Oh, way to follow her blocks. Oh, there's a flag, though, on the play. Walker did a great job just putting her hand on her blocker, but too much cloth by that O-line, I think.
Yeah, this one's going to come back. That's 2 scores, 1 each, now been wiped off the board from holding penalties.
So that's a 10-yard penalty and a first down. Still first downs because you repeat the down there after a hold. So it's first and about 15 for the Warriors. Tight end on the left, running back offset. Blitz coming by the Lions, and the pressure gets there. Ultimately brings Walker down for a loss of about 3. Had a bit of a last-second blitz. Linebacker stepped up to fill those gaps. Did a great job.
Gemma Ball, defensive lineman for the Birmingham Lions, just stood Siobhan up. Walker so hard to bring down. It took 3-4 Lions to bring her down in the end. But nice job by Gemma Ball to slow her up.
You know, Carl, next time we have someone with more hair than you and I would love to speak to them about how to manage your hair during a game like this. We have a few words dangling. It's quite a bit of work, I bet. But coming back to the action on the field, we have the QB keep, and what a touchdown run. Absolutely untouched. Angelina Fisher, limping and all, manages to score. You do have to wonder, though, if they're going to have to take her off at some point.
Yeah, it was a great... She deserved that touchdown because she had that long run down the field, didn't she, Fisher, to give him that first down with about 5 yards out, and then she just got some brilliant blocking from her offensive line to take it in. A well-deserved 6 points from her.
A good kick-out block opening that there. Fisher, she's been hurt the last 3 or 4 times we've seen her have the ball. We'll have to see if that slows her down. It hasn't so far. Handoff, fumble there, missed opportunity on the conversion. Birmingham recovers, not that it means much. So it's now 20-14 to the Warriors.
Back and forth it goes. Just a fumble on the mesh point there on that run option. Fisher wanted to give it, I think, to Siobhan, but mix up, and that's going to deny them that 1 point. And the way this game is going, Sean, you can see that coming back to hurt them.
Yeah, 1 point could absolutely make the difference in the finals here. Power formation. Now, we've seen Birmingham make some big runs off of this before. Nope, not this time. That's going to be a fumble recovered by the Warriors, and they're going to get points on the board. That's a touchdown for London. What a quick turnaround.
Wow. Well, the Warriors made an error on their handoff, and then the Birmingham Lions do exactly the same on the very next play. They just dropped the ball. Now, the whistle was blown as the ball hit the ground. And I'm wondering whether the referees are just discussing whether or not that could be advanced, given that the whistle blew. Let's hear.
Oh.
Well, the Lions are going to retain the ball. Unless this is the drive. We'll have to get some clarity from down on the field.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. I guess they were saying, I'm just looking back at the replay on my system here. It was a shovel pass slightly forward. So that is the right call. I don't think there's going to be any controversy here once you look back on it. It was not a handoff forward. Playing it here on my system to confirm what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a pitch forward. It was out of her hand, the quarterback's hand, for about maybe a half a foot before it hit the hand of the running back. And when that hit the ground, then that makes it an incompletion. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of offensive coordinators prefer that shovel pass over a handoff.
Wow, so the score remains 20-14. And the Lions keep the ball.
And now we're going to have a big run by the Lions off to the left with some room. 2 blockers here. Good patience to get that first down. That's really good patience following 2 blockers downfield. And let's give some credit to that massive offensive line for Birmingham. So big and strong, tall. He had 2 of them down there that were leading the way to get that first down. Now with first, just past midfield. Birmingham has another. Oh, they fumbled it again now. Based on what we saw earlier, that's an incompletion and a good call. Apologize for the language that we're hearing from the sideline. I think there's a little bit of frustration from the London side, Carl.
I love the passion of these teams.
Some 4- and 8-letter words running around on the sidelines. They don't have the angle that we do. Obviously, we have this vantage point. We can see it from the backfield. It definitely looks like a handoff. If you were in at linebacker, you're on the sideline, that looks like a handoff. It's only out of the hand for like half a foot, but it is technically a pass. Carl, as an offensive coach, I can say a lot of the time they say, well, receivers practice catching. They don't practice taking handoffs. So throw it. You saw that fake shovel there. QB keeps with lead, reverses field. London chasing, crackback block by the Lions. But ultimately, excellent pursuit by the Warriors to make that a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Erin Kowalczyk just did enough to track quarterback down. That's
Aaron
break
Kowalczyk
back
with
against the
excellent
grain.
discipline. Really disciplined play there. When you get those long runs, they went to the right, and then it went back to the left. You have a crackback block here or there, and all of a sudden you could have an open field. Kowacek didn't allow that. That's great pursuit. Third and long. Now the Warriors have come out with only 2 down linemen, obviously expecting some sort of pass from the Lions. Lions run QB option to the left, pitch it out late. Ball is on the ground. Now that did go backwards. I can say that much. The Warriors will be happy. They've recovered 3 balls that hit the ground. Only one of them counted.
Fern Sahijuan coming in there, number 14, to pick that one off the turf for the Warriors on the turnover. Flag down as well. I don't think the referee's happy with whatever was said to him. It's all happening, Sean.
And that official was right by the Warriors, so I wonder if the Warriors said something about, well, I wasn't there, so I don't want to speculate. But that's where he was standing. So I'm going to assume it is on London. I don't know.
The Lions looked shaky on that drive, didn't they? Nearly a touchdown on the incomplete pass, and then, just messed up on the handoff that time on the pitch out.
Tell you what, Carl, the London coaches are going to have to calm down the troops here. You players walking onto the field with their helmets off, complaining, coaches arguing with calls. It's a quick way to get penalties.
Not sure why either, because they've just got the ball handed back to them.
Well, I can't tell you what was said or done, but it was unsportsmanlike conduct on number 75 for the Warriors. That's one of their starting offensive linemen, I believe.
It's Delta and Puna that they called the penalty on.
Carl, take over. My stream stopped.
Yeah, just having some technical problems here as well. So we'll try and get you back to this action as soon as possible.
Well, Carl, while we have these glitches go, it's been an exciting first half. And then a second half, a little bit slower on the scoring front. A little bit more mistakes here and there.
Yeah, it's still a very tight game, isn't it? The Warriors 20, the Lions 14. But you just feel like the momentum's with the Warriors currently. And we'll try and get you back to this action as soon as we can. Which is a shame because it's such a very tight game as we come to the culmination of the British American football season here at the Cheshire County Sports Club. And you just wondered there, Sean, just while we try and get you these pictures back, what happened to the Warriors' discipline on that play? Because, they get the ball back off a fumble, but they obviously wanted more or felt that the referees hadn't seen something. And it ends up costing them 10 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't say what was said. But I can empathize with some frustration when you feel like your team's recovered a couple fumbles and they didn't count. Now, as I said before, they don't have the camera angle that we do. We're up in the booth. We can see it from the sideline, and we can see that ball left the hand. And I think emotions, it looked like they got the better of them there. It's certainly what the referee called. And we do apologize again for the technical difficulties for those watching the stream.
We'll just give you a recap of the scoring so far. We had it was a great play, actually, mentioning that player number 75, Delta and Puna for the London Warriors. She made a great play earlier on in the game as she ripped the ball away on the Lions' first drive from scrimmage and got it turned over for the Warriors, but they could only manage 4 and out on that first drive themselves, the Warriors. But it wasn't long before the Lions got in the end zone, but it came back for a hold. And then it was Siobhan Walker with 6 points on the board for the Warriors, who drew blood first. But the London outfit didn't have the score for long as the Birmingham Lions came roaring back themselves. Parker with a 40-yard run into the end zone and Mata for the 1-point conversion to bring it to 7-7. And then it was Walker and Mata again that exchanged touchdowns on subsequent drives to take the half in at 14-14 after a Lions stop by their defense right on the goal line. And here we are in the second half with Fisher going in for 6 points, quarterback for the London Warriors, that brings the score to 20-14. Couldn't convert on the extra point. And we're just trying to get you those pictures and sounds back from the Cheshire County Sports Club. We did have some problems earlier with an outage in terms of the power. So we're working on that as quickly as we can to get this one back to you.
Well, it's a good recap, Carl. Unfortunately, we're not getting more data in here. We do have some people that are going to let us know about any scores. After today's game ends, we're going to have a medals ceremony. We'll make sure once the stream's back up that happens immediately after the game, with the winner of the first and second place medals going there. With some BAFA officials, I believe, leading things. Now, we have had confirmation that there was a power failure, and our producers have said that we're coming back. So we will see how long that takes.
In the meantime, you can tweet us in #BritBowl2022 and let us know what you think of the game so far. I know that this final was one that most people expected at the beginning of the season. Just to recap those earlier scores from today, it was the Leeds Chargers who had to play the London Warriors and lost that one 52-20, and the Cheshire Bears faced off against the Lions, lost that one 51-0. And then in the third and fourth place game that happened earlier on today, the Leeds Chargers came out emphatic victors over the Cheshire Bears in the end, 52-2. And that led us into this game here, which is currently Warriors 20 and the Lions 14. We're going to try and get you back to this action as soon as we can.
Unfortunately, meantime, folks, we have a scoring update, Carl. Unfortunately, for those watching from home, they couldn't see it. The Warriors scored a touchdown and are now up 27-14, according to our correspondent on the ground. So I can't tell you how that happened exactly, but I will say that the Warriors have managed to extend their lead. They are now up by 2 scores over the Lions.
So the Warriors continue to stamp their authority on this one. It'll be a surprise, won't it? I mean, when was the last time the Birmingham Lions got beaten in a women's American football game? 6-time Sapphire Series champions before that series was renamed in 2020. But the Warriors have really come to play. And the last time these two teams met, it was the Warriors that ran the Lions close. Just Lions squeaked it by 2 points. But we will bring you the scores from the ground as soon as we hear them. So keep watching. This is like radio broadcast now, Sean.
Yeah, it's radio broadcast, except I'm not at the game. I'd happily do a radio broadcast right now. They could still hear us.
What we need right now, Sean, is some jingles. That's what we need.
Is that your area of expertise, Carl?
See if we can get some jingles lined up. I'm sure they're working as hard as they can. Siobhan Walker with a catch and a 1-point run in for the conversion. So that's going to take the score to 28 for the Warriors and 14.
I think it was 1 point. So that's what brought it to 27, Carl.
The 27. So it was Siobhan Walker again with her third touchdown of the day for Siobhan.
Oh, here we go. And we're back. And just in time. What a big run. London Warriors marching down the field, trying to extend that lead even further. Sorry, Carl, I just got so excited. I heard the field noise, and we're back.
Yeah, here we go. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you the rest of this Premiership final with no more interruptions.
Got so excited, apparently there was a flag, so it doesn't count anymore. So now we can reset with those coming back. Maybe you logged out or left, as obviously the stream froze. Warriors scored while we were fixing technical difficulties, and they're now up 27-14 over the Lions here in the second half. Remember, these are only two 20-minute halves as well, Carl, so the time starts running out here. It doesn't take that long. 2 or 3 drives with a bunch of runs. All of a sudden, you're getting late in that second half.
Lions defense need to come up with something here because they're running out of time to defend their championship.
First down, a long way to go. Try to cut back at the Warriors. No gain on the play.
And that's what the Lions need now, some tough defense. Wayne Hill, the long-time defensive coordinator for the Birmingham Lions, along with Carl Martin, who is one of the
Warriors
assistants there. And
another handoff to the left, cut back up the middle, little to no gain. You can feel the crowd getting a little bit louder. They're starting to get a little more emotional, a little more excited.
Angelina Fisher just running some more time off the clock, edging the Warriors closer to this what will be an incredible victory for them if they do finally topple the mighty Lions.
Seem to be taking their time. I mean, they're up by 2 scores, 2 full touchdowns here. Well, 1 short of the conversion. And if you're the Warriors, take your time, regroup, no silly mistakes. Pitch out to the right, good lead blocking, hard hit, falling forward. Now 4th down.
Walker meets Green again in the middle of this field. Walker just trying to convert. Now will these Warriors on 4th down. Lions, now this is an absolutely critical play to get this ball back. They need points and they need them quick, the Lions.
And more importantly, they can't let the Warriors get any more points, because a 3-score deficit at this stage in the game is quite difficult to come back from. 2 down linemen, 1 roaming D lineman for the Lions. Comes in up late. Receiver in motion, good block on the edge. Stiff arm, cuts back. Walker tries to fall forward, extends their arms at last minute. It's going to depend on the spot. The referee's right foot is on the right line, and that's the signal for the first down. Walker did an excellent job to just turn her body and rotate upfield.
She did a great job on the cutback. It was Sydney Green came over to try and deny her that first down, and Walker just cut back against the grain and found the additional yards that she needed. Nail in the coffin for the Lions' hopes.
Well, they say American football is a game of inches, and you can see that here as our camera is right down the midfield line. The nose of that football is just halfway through that white midfield point. 1 receiver up top, tight end. Running back follows the blocks, but ultimately brought down. Great job by the D-line to sneak in there between the guards. Way to read the blocks.
Lions need to think about holding on to that as much time as they can. They'll be thinking about how they use these timeouts.
Carl, when you're involved with the London Warriors program, I think you just have to book September as part of the season. This is so much support from the London sidelines, this program, obviously the men's team playing late into the year, women's team here in the national final. Up, back in motion. Going to be, no, not tackle for a loss. A stiff arm. Throws one defender to the ground, but now it's fumbled. Birmingham has recovered the fumble. I think there was also a flag on the play. And Wayne Hill is hyped up on the sidelines, Carl.
They needed that. The Lions got the critical turnover. It looks like their offense is going to take the field. It's a hold against the Warriors, and that will be declined by the Lions. They get the ball back at a critical time in the game. Now, what can those superstars on offense do? Where is Ruth Matter when you need her? That's what we're asking here.
Go defense on me. Defense on me.
Officials sorting out the game balls. I think one ended up on the wrong side of the pitch, so that's what that delay was for. Birmingham now. 3 powerful offensive linemen up front. Officials are slowing things down. I think
Warriors
one
just
of the
with
refs,
2 defensive linemen. Everyone else back to defend against this Lions offense.
QB keep, cut back. Gain of about 5. That's a good way to get momentum, but they're going to need more than that at this stage in the game.
Well, I think they saw just those 2 defensive linemen for the Warriors and just thought, we'll take our chances up the middle, get this drive going.
So now you have 2nd down. They're about halfway to where they need to get to for a 1st down. 3 linemen up front for the Lions. Again, that 2 down lineman look for the Warriors. The one comes in late. That's a fumbled snap. That's on the ground. A loss of about 4 or 5. Unfortunate if you are the Lions there, and that's not what you want to see.
Now the Warriors women's team looking to make amends for the Warriors men's team that lost against the Manchester Titans in that exciting Premiership final. So they want to restore some pride to this program, the Warriors women.
Deep pass by the Lions, had a receiver open. Now there is a flag. I think the debate is going to be if it was a hold or an interference. It depends on if the ball was already in the air or not.
Chrissy Ibaromki was down in the coverage. So it's a hold against the Warriors, and that will give the Lions hope. 1st down, Lions.
Warriors back to 3 defensive linemen. The one's technically a linebacker. Here we go, another deep pass. Just over the outstretched hands.
Trying to get the ball to Ollie Davis. One of their stars on offense, but she's not able to haul that one in.
Lions looking to get a 1st down. Keep this drive going. Currently down 27-14. They need to get past midfield if they're going to keep their hopes alive here. Another fumbled snap. O-line gets enough time for her to pick it up, but ultimately another loss.
Jane Meadows quickly all over the quarterback, Natalie Parker there. That's the 2nd missed snap they've had, and they're going to have to take a... Well, it's 2 minutes to go, Sean. Just 2 minutes now left in this game. The Lions have to do something quick if they're going to set up an opportunity to win this. They're going to have to go deep, maybe to Ruth. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve.
Downs don't matter here. They're going for a reverse, trying to get around the edge. Beats one defender. Cuts back upfield, but now it's fumbled and the Warriors have recovered. That could be it, folks.
Fern Sahijwan with the critical play. She manages to get her hand in there, knock the ball loose. And it was Chrissy Ibaronki who was the woman on the spot to get the recovery for the Warriors. It looks like another great dynasty of play is going to come to an end in this summer of exciting football that we've seen. First it was the Titans beating the Warriors, and now it looks like the Warriors are going to take the Lions. They have the ball and they're 2 scores ahead.
Warriors just need to keep things protected now. They're not going to want to do anything too fancy. Up by 2 scores. Handoff to the right. Walker's going to lose a couple. More importantly, from her perspective, she's going to keep the ball.
Sydney Green again knifing through and then getting help. Still holding on to hope.
Now, you only have 2 timeouts per half in this type of American football, so Birmingham's now used half of their timeouts. Second down, only about 1. Warriors only need to get about a first down. They can mostly run out this clock. Run up the middle, that's the first, but Walker's not going to settle for that. She's going to get all the way down into there for the nail in the coffin. That's another score for what has to be, who has to be the surefire MVP of this game.
Yeah, that's Walker's 4th touchdown. And, you know, the Lions have to put everyone on that line of scrimmage, just try and shut that play down. And Walker's so strong, just burst through into the open field and gone.
Going for the conversion now, though that's mostly semantics at this point. Well, why not? You might as well get another point for Walker on the board while you're there. Oh, no, they said she was short. Looked like she was in from here.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not on the sidelines.
Sydney Green and Josie Simmons just combining to deny Walker the extra point. But 33 now to the Warriors, just 14 to these Lions.
Now
just
you can hear those
on the clock.
Those famous horns coming out. Everybody's favorite sound effect. I know that they love those when they're on the field, don't they, Carl?
You love him as a player, not so much as a coach.
No, I don't love him as a commentator either, but I love people's passion, and that's what's important. You got to be excited when you're about to win the national title. Going for a reverse. They managed to clear the key tackler, get some blocking. Not much there in the positive yards department.
They've done really well, have these Warriors teams, in shutting down Ruth Matter and some of these other lethal weapons that the Lions have got.
Quick under center, snap the ball. Now
down this one.
There was 1 minute 10 at the end of the last play. Then they got the ball back and spiked it. So probably just about a minute now.
They won't stop fighting, these proud Lions team. Back to the huddle, take it a play at a time. Again, the Warriors defense been impressed by them. This is a team that put 52 points up against the Chargers, and they've shut them down today.
Drop back to pass, deep over the middle, ultimately incomplete, just over the head of the receiver. So now it's 4th down.
Jane Meadows back there defending the Warriors' lead.
If the Warriors get a stop, this will be the Lions' last play of the game. You can hear the Warriors sidelines now echoing the call. This is what we trained all season for. Right now, closing out the national title game. And they're going to close it out with pressure on the quarterback and incompletion.
Jane Meadows with the pressure from the Warriors, forcing the incomplete pass from Parker. And the Warriors will take over again.
Now, I'm not sure what's in the Lions playbook. They have an under center formation with the kneel down. They could end this game with 2 knees. I don't think there's enough timeouts left to stop the clock. See what the Warriors do here. Based on the referee's signal, it looks like they're going to be kneeling it. What a team these Warriors are, Carl. They're putting up points on the board, beating the formerly undefeated Birmingham Lions, assuming things continue as they expect.
And they weren't able to beat the Lions all through the regular season. They left it all the way to the Premiership final before playing their best game of the year, you have to say.
There's
and
one
they
knee.
are going to take that knee.
Carl, you got to love that the center kneeled as well. It looks very in unison. Oh, how exciting for those Warriors. You can see the elation on the sidelines as they erupt. That is the final whistle, with the London Warriors winning the national final. What a season, Carl. What a way to end this Brit Ball summer season.
They've been close, the Warriors, a number of times. They've given the Lions a bit of a scare. They never managed to get it across the line. This time they do. And how fitting that this London Warrior programs ends the season, the British American football season, with a win in this National Women's Football League Premiership final. They lost that game, didn't they, against Manchester Titans in the men's Premiership final. But it's the women for the Warriors that salvage the pride of that program and say, we're still here. And they take down the mighty Birmingham Lions 33-14 in what was just a stellar performance on offense and defense. But you have to say, Siobhan Walker, what an absolute hero for this London Warrior team.
Absolutely, Carl. Yeah, I mean, let's give props to the rest of the Warriors. The defense held this potent Lions offense to only 14 points. Angelina Fisher fighting through injuries, leading that offense for the Warriors as well. But absolutely, Siobhan Walker, 4 touchdowns on the day, multiple big plays. She did it receiving, she did it running through the ground wide, running up the middle, pretty much everything you could ask for. And what a summer it's been for her, coming over from the national game as well.
Yeah, it's been an incredible summer, an incredible year for women's American football generally. And of course, that amazing outing at the IFAF International Tournament where the Great Britain ladies, many of whom you're looking at now, took down the Canadians in the semi-final, and then in the final were tying the USA 14-all before going down finally to the American counterparts. But they had such a tremendous outing in that game and in that championship, and many of them hugging each other as the good friends that they are. It's a very tight-knit community, women's American football. Everyone supports each other. Make sure that they're sharing the skills and knowledge and love of the game. And it's never so much on show as it is in these sorts of games, domestic game, where you got just so many great players, great personalities, great athletes on the field. As we get ready for the medal ceremony, and there is the trophy.
The future is certainly bright for British American football in the women's game, and the right now is bright. Looking at that trophy, the London Warriors should feel nothing but pride here. It's been a great season for them, and they get to cap it off knowing they're the top team in the entire UK. Let's give shout outs to their coaching staff as well. Dana Pauly Williams is the head coach and offensive coordinator. Joshua Clark is their DC. They got a big medical staff, sideline staff, and some support from their fans. I'm assuming based on who's waving flags and things, it looks like either they're getting a lot of support from the men's team, or they have some very large fans that the men's team should probably speak with. Because there's just so much support on both sidelines here, but the Warriors you see on the far sideline is just excellent to see.
Thanks to BAFA as well. You can see Chief Executive Peter Ackley there. There's Joe Walker for BAFA also helping out, bringing the referees in. Gary Lee's down there, but for the British American Football Association, proud of these London Warriors. Very proud of this women's team as the referees there just pick up their medals. They did a great job today. Lots of officiating that they needed to do, including that 2-minute silence that you didn't see on the streams, but it did happen earlier on today. 2-minute silence for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II passing. But here are your Birmingham Lions, runners-up this time. They've been champions so many times before, over so many seasons. And Sean, there's such a powerhouse Birmingham Lions women's team, and they really are a credit to this country and have made such a huge contribution to the women's game over the years. You know, winning that Sapphire Series 6 times in a row before that name change in 2020. And here they are again. Runners up this time, but still very proud.
There's, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Both great programs here. The Lions did a great job to get this far. Obviously, you're going to be disappointed on today's result, but ultimately, a lot of wins this season and a lot of growth and some great plays today as well. The Lions were an excellent second-place team today. They made the game entertaining, made it close, made it competitive, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to be back on this stage at some point in the near future.
Yeah, the standout there player for me for the Lions was Sydney Green, and the GB quarterback, but she plays linebacker for this Lions defense, and she was incredible today, sideline to sideline tackling. As the coaches just received their medals, but we're going to turn our attention to the champion London Warriors.
All smiles for the Warriors here. And why wouldn't they be? What a great day for this program, for everyone involved. That massive offensive line. You heard throughout the day chants from the sidelines. Best O-line in the country. Best O-line in the nation. Hard to argue with that today.
Pete Ackley handing out these gold medals that these girls will have. And look at that there, Owen Cowell-Chuck with her daughter there in her arms. Beautiful sight here at the Cheshire County Sports Club as these Warriors receive their medals. When I spoke to Peter Ackley earlier on, when the London Warriors had just lost that game against the Manchester Titans, He'd said, you know, one of the key things that he wants to see this year is the growth of the women's game and encouraging the women's teams wherever they can to move to 11-a-side football, moving from this format to 11-a-side. I know that that's something that BAFA are going to be looking at over the next couple of seasons. But it was a really exciting format. I thoroughly enjoyed covering the semi-finals last week and the finals this week. Enjoy the format. But if we're going to compete at that top level in those international competitions, then a move to 11 would be the way to go.
Here are the London Warriors posing with their medals. Coaching staff, Nwfl Williams, Joshua Clark. Spoon announcing the MVP, to no one's surprise, Ron Walker. Actually, in the photo with her, these excited Warriors capping off this British American football season. And here comes the trophy for the coach himself.
Nwfl Williams holds that trophy aloft. And there are those mighty Warrior girls, all smiles.
And with that, we're going to sign off for the final game of the British American football season. This is Sean Endicott for Onside Productions, watching the London Warriors celebrate their finals victory over the Birmingham Lions alongside Carl Walkinshaw.
Great event, Sean. Look forward to bringing you some more football very, very soon from Onside Productions and BAFA.
Now the Warriors walking off. We'll sign off here as well for Onside Productions. And watch these Warriors celebrate on their big victory day.